What if you could train your brain to remember far more of what you learn, not by reading the same page 10 times, not by highlighting everything, and not by trying to memorize every word? One of the most fascinating people to study for this is Richard Feynman. But there's an important correction to the story. Feynman did not invent a scientifically proven four-step system called the Feynman Technique. That name was attached later to a learning approach inspired by the way Feynman taught and explained difficult ideas. And the real lesson is much more interesting. Feynman believed that simply knowing the name of something wasn't the same as understanding it. He wanted to know what was actually happening underneath the label. So here's how you can turn that idea into a powerful memory system. Step 1. Learn the idea, but don't try to memorize every sentence. Ask yourself, what is this actually saying? Step 2. Close the book. Put your notes away. Now try to explain the idea from memory. Imagine you're teaching it to someone who knows nothing about the subject. Use ordinary language, no impressive vocabulary, no complicated jargon if you can't explain it. You've just discovered a gap in your understanding, and that's valuable. Because trying to retrieve information from memory is itself a powerful learning strategy. Research reviews consistently support retrieval practice as an effective way to strengthen later recall. Step 3. Find the gap. Maybe you forgot a definition. Maybe you don't understand why something happens. Maybe you memorized the words but never understood the relationship between them. Go back, fix that specific gap, then close the notes again. Try to explain it one more time. Step 4. Make it simpler. Turn the complicated idea into a story, an analogy, or an example you can actually picture. Because if you can reconstruct the idea in your own words, you are doing something very different from simply recognizing it on a page. And there's another piece of the puzzle. Don't try to learn everything in one enormous session. Come back to the information later, then retrieve it again and again. Spacing those retrieval attempts over time is strongly supported by learning research. So the real formula isn't read again. Read again. Forget it's learn, close the notes, retrieve, explain, find the gap, fix it, retrieve again, then return later. And there's a reason this can feel harder than rereading, because effective learning isn't always supposed to feel easy. When you're struggling to recall something, your brain is being forced to reconstruct the knowledge rather than simply recognize familiar words. That's the difference between thinking, "I've seen this before," and being able to say, "I can explain this without looking." Richard Feynman's own lectures also emphasized thinking about ideas, discussing them and working through problems rather than simply sitting passively through a lecture. So don't aim to remember everything. Aim to understand what you're learning deeply enough that you can rebuild it. Because the goal isn't a perfect memory. The goal is knowledge you can actually retrieve when you need it. And perhaps the most powerful question you can ask yourself after learning anything is this: can I explain it without looking? If the answer is no, you haven't failed. You've just found exactly where your learning needs more work. This is MINDSCAPE Paradox, where the mind meets the impossible. Subscribe and learn how to understand the hidden machinery behind your own mind.